When you take the time, dedication, and commitment to embark on a psychic or, spiritual / psychic journey, it can basically unlock the reality of your dream. What you can do is before bed, if you have these two of the biggest things that I feel like will influence the subconscious mind the most. A lot of people really look to the third eye to work in their psychic abilities. But what I have found is that it's actually... Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Hello if you are new. My name is Andrea Johnson. I'm a Reiki master and psychic development teacher and inner work and manifestation coach. Welcome to the Good Vibe Tribe. Welcome to my channel. Another episode of what I like to call Conscious Coffee Talks, where we discuss a topic to expand our consciousness and improve our lives. So let's dive into today's topic. So guys, in today's video, we are going to be discussing some mindset shifts that you can make, as well as actions that you can take to strengthen your third eye, your psychic abilities, whatever so you may want to call it. But first, before we start off, let's lay a little bit of foundation, because you guys know I'm all about that. So psychic abilities. Now, a lot of you guys probably think that this is witchcraft or something that's paranormal or somewhere along those lines. Those are kind of the messages that I get from people who are not familiar with this kind of work. So I'm going to give you guys the best definition that I really know of what actually working in your psychic senses, your abilities are, to help shed some light on what this actually is. So basically, psychic abilities is just being human. It is actually a process of self-discovery and personal development. It is expanding your consciousness to actually being aware of what is actually going on, as opposed to being trapped in the mind per se. It's a process of self-discovery and empowerment when you venture down the path of psychic development and really looking to understand yourself, your human nature, how the mind works, how the world works around you, your sensory, like your five senses, the way that you take in and perceive information, not just with, your mind, but your physical body. When you understand yourself, when you take the time, dedication, and commitment to embark on a psychic or, spiritual / psychic journey, it can basically unlock the reality of your dreams, your soul's purpose. It is an empowering mission per se. So really, psychic development is really empowerment for the self. It's discovery of the self. And it's nothing paranormal, nothing to be scared about, because these things are just very much a part of our everyday lives that people are just not aware of them. They're not aware that they have these abilities, nor do they think that they can strengthen them or really want to embark on it, because they think that they've labeled it, evil or something of that nature. And therefore that literally becomes the reality. So psychic development is really almost like a spiritual journey in a sense, or part of it. It's a kind of a side effect of what happens. So it's a way to reinvent yourself in the process of your thinking. It's replacing old limiting belief patterns and reinventing yourself with new ones that are more into alignment with who you desire to be, your soul's purpose, what you came here to do. It's unlocking unlimited possibilities for growth, abundance, and love in one's life. And it can generate powerful expectations for success. I don't want to use the word expectations, but literally, when you do this work, you are going to be successful in whatever it is you want to achieve. So guys, it is more than just working with the paranormal, working with the energy or spirits or things of that nature, or telling the future. Those are all side effects of what will happen when you get to know yourself more, because the more you get to know yourself, you're getting to know the universe and how the world works. So it's just kind of a byproduct. And everyone's going to have their own unique, abilities, but everyone's going to have their own unique ways in which they communicate with the universe. So when I talk about psychic abilities, guys, I'm talking about your 5 senses elevated to your 6th sense. So you can think of the third eye in this aspect. Those are your 5 senses elevated to a spiritual sense. So you are perceiving the non-physical of these senses per se, and that is the communication that the energy is going to take with you to then communicate the non-physical, the realm of the non-physical. So I say this all the time. This realm is the realm of God. It is the mind of God. So any kind of communication that you receive, imagination with clairvoyance, maybe you hear voices or things of that nature, that is all just communication methods happening at a higher level of frequency. So there is no separation between heaven or hell or wherever, like dimensions. It's all right here, right now. It's just interfolded into one another, almost like layers. And when you expand your consciousness, raise your vibration, and become aware of what actually exists and improve yourself and have the desire to communicate and learn about these things, will be when these things actually open up to you. So let's go over in some ways that we can strengthen the third eye to improve these psychic abilities, right? So the things that I'm going to be talking about are going to be things that build your confidence to actually improve your abilities, because that is the whole goal. You're already this thing, right? You just have to build your belief and your confidence in it. And these exercises or these concepts that I'm going to give you will be what does that. 2 of the biggest things that I feel like will influence the subconscious mind the most, or build the most belief in yourself to strengthen these abilities, is 1, positive self-talk. And I know that this is probably like, oh yay, okay, affirmations, I get it, right? Guys, this is probably one of the best ways in which you can build your faith in yourself, besides practicing and actually doing it in the 3D. If you want to work in the physical, positive self-talk is everything. Think about it. The way that you talk to yourself influences your life and almost builds your reality. So if you think about the way that you talk to yourself, and if that voice is very negative, that's all you're going to be able to see, and it literally manifests in your reality. So if you can change that voice, become aware of what it's actually saying and what it's doing, and change it more towards what you want to manifest in your life, and if you're working in your psychic abilities, change it to actually speak that you are this thing already. The language in which we use and talk to ourselves and speak out loud actually speaks this stuff into existence. Words are a level of vibration. They are a more dense level of vibration than thought. So it's easier to bring it into the physical, right? So when we speak things out loud, it's almost like we're spelling, right? That's why we have the spelling is the word that it is. You're casting spells upon yourself. Praying is the same thing. That is why we pray. It's essentially the same thing. Using positive self-talk will help you become this thing. And what I mean by this, if you don't exactly know how you can apply this, if you're trying to strengthen your psychic abilities, you can speak like you already are this thing. If you're trying to improve your clairvoyance, I did this with my clairvoyance skills because this was one thing I really wanted to improve upon. I would speak to myself as if I already was it. I would affirm these things. So for example, I would say, my strength is my clairvoyance. I am amazing at my clairvoyance abilities. The universe speaks to me through imagery and my clairvoyance. I have an amazing, unique dictionary of symbolism with the universe. Clairvoyance is the information that connects me to all that I need to know. I am receptive now to clairvoyant knowledge. I am open to receive clairvoyant information from the universe. I am an amazing channel for clairvoyant information from the universe. My clairvoyant powers are now unlocked and activated to enrich my life. So you can see that you can use words and that way to actually speak vibrations into your body, and you can feel into them. This is going to be the key too, guys. You're going to feel what it actually feels like to be clairvoyant before you actually think that you are. That is the key. You want to bring forth the vibration of this inside your body and feel it so it becomes familiar. So then your cells actually start to shift to that, and this becomes a familiar vibration, and it just becomes part of you. This is how transformation works with all of this. So you can speak it into existence, and more so if you speak it before bed and when you wake up, it will help influence the subconscious mind even more, because before we go to sleep and right when we wake up, we have better access to our subconscious mind. So now if you want to take it a step further to really powerhouse this thing, you combine the positive self-talk with imagery. Imagery is the way the subconscious likes to communicate. It is through visions, it is through dreams, it is through symbolism. So when you can imagine something and combine it with positive self-talk, that will get it to the subconscious quicker. What you can do is before bed, if you have these affirmations, the positive self-talk, if you want to say some things, maybe even record it in a voice over or something of that nature and play it back for yourself in your own voice in a positive energetic state. Play it back over and combine it with an image that will give this either goal that you want or the skill that you want to improve. So doing that repetitively will bring it faster into existence. You'll become this thing more. You'll start to actually get the breadcrumbs in your reality to show you how you are becoming this thing. And this is possible because the subconscious mind does not know what is real and what is fake. So imagination, there really is no difference between real and imagination. This is all the mind of God, guys. So if you can imagine it and think it, it can be real. And the fact that you did imagine it and you did think it means that it was gifted to you and that it is possible for you, that you are ready for this thing. So for me, for clairvoyance, I showed you guys or told you guys some affirmations that I like to use or positive self-talk that I like to use. Now, I, before bed, would visualize a crystal ball. I visualized a crystal ball because for me, that just means clairvoyance. I just have assigned that vibration to that image, and I would hold that in my mind's third eye or my imagination, and I would hold it for as long as I could until I fell asleep. So you can do that. And also when you wake up, you can do it. So pick whatever image that means this thing that you want and hold that in your mind's third eye. So the next biggest way, obviously, that you can strengthen your abilities is to actually take the action. You will have to take action and get validation for the action. So if you're trying to strengthen your psychic abilities, you're going to need to actually do readings for people. And it can be your closest friends. It can, be a random person on groups online. There are tons of Facebook groups that actually do just free readings for people who want to practice. So you can just practice and ask people for the validation. So this further just solidifies the connection, the neuroplasticity pathways in your brain. They're firing when you're doing the action, right? So it further builds this into your being. So you have to keep practicing and keep building the confidence in yourself that you are this thing until it becomes a knowing, until you've built your faith out enough to actually just accept the label that this is you, that you are psychic, this is the world of the 3D, the physical, and the process of becoming and manifestation of whatever we want does actually take some work. until we can build our faith up enough for us to actually know that we are this thing, or we are going to get this thing, or it actually manifests physically. Because in the other realms, all that there is just thought. So it's concept. So when you actually know this to be true about yourself, like, yeah, you know, you can be psychic, and I know that I'm psychic, but until I actually practice it in the physical, do I bring it into this realm? So that's what they mean whenever in the other realms, when, you know, you think it just is, like, it automatically really is that. When you think something, you are already it. You just have to be it in the physical. You actually want to see it in life. So another thing that I like to do, and it's more so in the energy work realm, I actually like to work with fire, because when you work with the elements, they bring forth an energy. They are energy. So what I like to do is I'll light either some sage, I'll do either sage, a candle, or I might do some Palo Santo, just depends on what I have at my altar. And I will actually take the sage or the Palo Santo, and I will put it kind of close to my third eye. Be very careful, guys, don't burn yourself. But I'll put it close to my third eye, and I will kind of like circle it, like move it in a circular motion, signifying that it's powering up my third eye. And you'll be able to feel the heat, and that's energy, right? So when I feel the heat, I'm actually setting the intention to take in that heat and use that energy to actually decalcify my third eye, or to power it up, to amplify it, to I can reach, you know, new levels of conscious expansion and communication, right? So I will do that. I also just use a candle, and I will actually just use the energy from the candle and pull it in with my intention. So you can do those things as well to use the elements. You know, some people use maybe water, and they'll maybe use like holy water, or meditate on the water to set the intention for it to strengthen their third eye. Maybe drop it on their third eye, something of that nature. People also use crystals. So I've done this before too. I will stick a crystal like on my third eye, and it just brings your attention there. And then plus you're getting the vibration of that crystal as well too. Most people use like amethyst, or, you know, something specific for the third eye. Sometimes people just use a copper penny, and they'll place it on their head because it sticks there. And so they just, you know, have their attention focused on that copper penny. So those are some things that you can do, because energy flows where intention goes, right? So your intention is sending energy to this thing. So guys, those are some ways in which I like to strengthen my third eye, strengthen, you know, my abilities, my psychic abilities. You can really apply this for anything that you want to enhance in your life. Like I said before, psychic abilities are not just about, you know, strengthening your clairs, your clairvoyance, your, you know, clairsentience or whatever. You can use it for goals too. Psychic work is used to develop your life, to enhance your life, to bring in more growth and abundance and success, because that is your soul's purpose, is to be the embodiment of that energy here. And whichever way that looks like for you is your free will to choose the journey to become it. So that's all psychic work really is, guys. It's an expansion of consciousness. It's working with these life pretty much. That is just expanding our consciousness. But the biggest thing, if you are trying to improve your psychic abilities, or even, you know, trying to figure out your soul's purpose or that, and I've learned that, and I learned this early on before I actually knew what psychic abilities are, because I was experiencing this early on in my spiritual awakening. A lot of people really look to the third eye to work in their psychic abilities, but what I have found is that it's actually in the heart chakra, the actual knowing, the soft whisper, the I don't know how to describe it. It's just the witness, the soft, subtle, you know, voice that you just know in your heart that this is right, that the information that I've received is right. You know, if you're doing, you know, a reading for a sitter, that's how I know of when I actually like get accurate information. It's from my heart. It's really not from my third eye. Now, don't get me wrong. The third eye and the heart are going to have to communicate, because you're going to have to set your intention for what you want to achieve, then to get the message. This is almost like receiving ideas and thought and concept. And here is the knowing, the feeling. It's a whole nother way to understand and receive information. So, and you know, when it comes through this way, you just know you're right. You cannot be wrong. Ultimately, when you sit in the seat of your heart, you can never be wrong, no matter what turns out in the session, turns out in your life. You just know that it was right. And even if it didn't meet your expectations, you still know it was part of the journey and part of your path. Little secret, you can never be wrong when you sit in this place of being. So, but anyways, guys, I talk about this stuff a lot in my Reiki course and psychic development. I've kind of created a course in which I wanted to teach people the way that I learned, which was through energy work and Reiki, and combining that with psychic development. I had to take 2 courses to get this, and ultimately, like, there is so much information that it really, like, you will have to take multiple courses. But I wanted to give you guys enough information, enough development, besides just with Reiki traditional, you know, knowledge, and combine it to really help you guys on your journey to advance you further. So then that way, what took me years to actually learn after I already embarked on Reiki, you have it to start off with. So that is my goal, really, and to help people develop out the confidence in themselves, because it's life-changing. It truly is life-changing. So anyways, guys, I hope this video helped you, and I'm sending you all of my light and all of my love. We'll see ya.